All right, Brandon, thank you. Tonight, a man who trained for this kind of search is telling CBS 6 News what's going through the minds of those on the front line.
Craig Smith spoke with a retired corrections officer and joins us with his thoughts as he watches police and his fellow COs going after the escapees.
Now, Greg, Michael Panzarino has been out of the corrections profession for a couple of years now, but he knows what's involved when it comes to keeping inmates accounted for and getting officers ready to go looking for them when they escape.
It's kind of corrections SWAT team. It's our equivalent to the SWAT team.
Panzarino was part of a Corrections Emergency Response Team, or CERT, corrections officers who trained to work alongside police at roadblocks and in the woods.
I would think a lot of that training would be just mental. I mean, anybody can walk through the woods shoulder to shoulder.
Right.
But to have the presence of mind and just the nerve to do that is kind of remarkable.
It is. It's a lot of mental thing because you get, you know, if you want to call it, through your training, to try and go through it as level-headed as you can. And try and be as observant as you can. Any noise, any sound, maybe a different smell.
Is this something that a corrections officer on that block should necessarily have caught somehow, somewhere along the line?
The way we put it to people is we're there for 8 hours a day. Yeah. And we've got a bunch of things going on within that 8 hours. The inmates are in their cells for the majority of a 24-hour period. So they have 24 hours to sit and relax and think of things.
Panzarino says no policy requires daily checks to make sure steel jail cell walls are intact. He says civilian prison employees who might befriend inmates go to their jobs with a mindset different from COs.
If it's the civilian that's running a library, she thinks of it as a bunch of guys coming in to read books. But she doesn't realize that two of them are standing at her desk asking her questions, while the two gangs are in the back of the library discussing where they were going to do and what they were going to do in the yard, which happens probably every day in the libraries.
Panzarino says he thinks the most interesting thing that he would like to see revealed when this is over is how those inmates got the tools to cut their way out and how they did that without anyone hearing it. Greg?